transfer. Got a first response and a pregnant. So we'll see. Alright. Okay. It's filling. I can already see the control line. I don't see anything on the test line yet. I'm so scared. Same with this one. Not really seeing anything on the test line yet. Okay, so I waited the 3 minutes and I don't see anything on the first response. And I think it's been close to 5 minutes and I'm still not seeing anything really on the pregnant either. With these ones, I always feel like there's like a tiny, like little bit of a shadow of a line. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. You see that? It's like a little shadow, but it's not color at all, I don't think. So I guess today we're gonna say a lot of girls I've seen are getting their positives by 5 days past transfer. They're very faint, but they're at least getting them. So I guess if I don't have one by today, I'm kind of freaking out a little. I know they say 6 or 7 days past is better. It's still early, but with all the cramping I've been having, I just thought it's gotta be it. It's gotta be, but I don't see anything on these tests at all. Hey YouTube, it's Lauren. Back again. Just wanted to film a little couple minutes. It's 8 days past my 5-day transfer, and I took another test this morning and it's negative, which I was expecting.
Um, all my symptoms, or what I thought were symptoms, have completely stopped. Today's the day that my period would normally come, but as you guys probably know, when you're on progesterone and stuff like that, it stops your normal period from coming. So most likely, I'm still not going to get my period, even though I'm not pregnant, which is probably the most annoying part. Um, I did talk to the nurses at my clinic, because 8 days past a 5-day transfer should be plenty of time to be getting a positive result, even on a home pregnancy test. So I emailed them this morning to see if I can stop taking my medicine and if I still need to come in for my beta HCG test on Friday. They told me they still want me to continue my medications because until Friday when they do the beta, that's the most accurate, and they won't really want me to stop until then, just to be sure. But I obviously know in my heart that it just hasn't worked, and that I'm not pregnant. So I'm trying really hard to be strong right now. But it's really hard. A few things that I've been looking into, I guess you could say, is seeing a reproductive immunologist. So I actually already contacted them, and they called me this morning. So they told me, they sent me some information over, and they need like all my medical records and stuff. So reproductive immunologists can like do more blood work to try to find if there's any other like genetic stuff going on inside of my blood that could be preventing this implantation from happening. So that's kind of my next step. I'm hoping to get in to see them before I go back to work, because I really don't want to have to take any more time off work once I fully go back to work. You guys, I'm so upset right now. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself. I just can't believe this is happening. And I mean, I know IVF's not 100% successful, but I'm so frustrated. And I just feel like giving up. I really just don't feel like I don't want to do this medicine anymore. I wish I could just stop so that my period could just come and I could just be done with it. I understand that they have to do what they have to do and whatever. So it's so hard. It's literally, I thought just normal trying to conceive was hard, and getting a negative from that was hard, but this is 50,000 times worse. Like, so I'm not going to do any more tests at home until Friday morning before my beta. I'm just going to do a first response on Friday morning, just to confirm in my mind and heart that it's negative for sure before I go to get my beta, because I'm not going into my beta with any like false hope, because I just can't handle that. So again, I'm so sorry for this being so depressing, but infertility it's the worst thing I've ever been through. And I just feel like I don't know where to go from here. I really thought this was going to be it for us. And you know what? We have 4 embryos. They're frozen. I know that. But if 2 of our best embryos didn't work, then I don't have high hopes for the other 4 to be working. I just feel like I need to get more tests done before I go and transfer these embryos. They cost so much money to make, and I don't want to waste any of them without knowing that there's not some other thing going on with me that's causing them not to properly implant. And if I can do anything to help prevent this horrible feeling again, then I want to, because I don't ever want to go through. I can't even get pregnant. Like, some people, they get pregnant and they have miscarriages, and I understand that's also very difficult, and I've had an ectopic pregnancy, and I know what that feels like to lose a baby, but, like, I've never had a baby properly in my uterus, ever. It's just never worked. And I just feel like there has to be a reason for that, like, for why that is, and why putting 2 perfectly healthy embryos into my uterus didn't work. There has to be some other reasoning, and maybe the 2 I put in were chromosomally abnormal, because I didn't do PGS testing. Maybe that's why. At this point, I really don't know. All I know is I'm not going to do any more frozen transfers with my 4 embryos that I have from IVF until I know for sure that it's not something going on with my body that's rejecting these embryos. Because I feel like that's what it is. I feel like I have some type of implantation failure, something, because the first time they implanted, it was also in the wrong spot. And everything just happened so weird. And I feel like because I've gone through this for so long now, I know when something's not right. Like, I've known that I wasn't pregnant from this since 5 days past. And you can call me crazy for thinking that I know before it's even possible to detect on a pregnancy test. But I know, because I know my body, and I know that I'm not pregnant. And I knew I wasn't pregnant, and I knew I wasn't going to be pregnant. That's why I was so upset on 5 days past transfer when I actually took the test, and I was like, you know what, I knew this, but I can't believe that I'm actually right again. Like, so, anyway, there's no point in crying every single day up till Friday. It's only Tuesday. I have freaking tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, the next day morning, the next day night, and the morning of my beta. I have to freaking do all these injections and shots and medication, and I'm just so over it, and I'm just so over my body not doing what it's freaking meant to do. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm sorry I don't have better news. I wish I was one of those people that could just brush myself off, get up, try again, and not feel so terrible, and understand that it's not 100% success rate, and that's whatever. I'm just not one of those people, and I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. We have 4 embryos. I'm not giving up on those embryos. I'm going to do transfer again, but I emotionally can't handle anymore right now. And physically, I think my body is just tired. Like, so that's really all I have to say for right now. So, I'm really upset, but there's got to be a reason that this isn't working for us, and I'm really determined to find that reason. And I'm going to go to wherever I have to go, whatever doctor is willing to try to help me to figure this out. Because this should not be this hard. And infertility is the hardest thing that people go through, women. It's so hard, you guys. And I'm sure there's people watching that are going through similar struggles, and you probably feel everything I'm feeling right now. You probably understand everything I'm feeling, but there's people that have no idea, and they will never understand. They could never understand. Unless you've gone through this, you have no idea. Absolutely none what it feels like. So, if you're watching this, all I'm asking is for you to pray for me. Pray for me and my husband, that we can figure out what's wrong, that we can eventually find some answers, and that we can have success at some point. That's all we can do, is pray and seek out answers and hope that we eventually find them.
I know this has been a long video, and if you've watched all the way till the end, I appreciate it, I guess. The last video I filmed was on 8 days past transfer, and I was obviously very upset. That was the last day that I really thought it would be possible to get a positive test without it really being too late. So just so everyone knows, I did take another test today. It's 10 days past 5-day transfer. My beta HCG is tomorrow morning. The test that I took today was absolutely negative, 100%. I'm using first response tests, so I know for a fact that I'm not pregnant. I did reach out to my doctor, like I said, and they told me to continue the medication, but I have chosen to stop the endometrium vaginal suppositories, which are progesterone, and I have chosen to go down to 1 milliliter of progesterone injections per day instead of 2. And I did that this morning, so that was the last time I'm doing any progesterone injections, thank God. And then I'm still taking my estrogen tablets just today. And then, so today's officially the last day I'm doing any medication. I've been feeling like my period's gonna start. I've been having like a tiny bit of, just a very, very small amount of like a brown tinged on my PE liner. But, so obviously most of the time people recommend that you do your blood, or do your injections until your day of your beta. So, but you guys, I know what's happening, and I'm not trying to prolong this any longer than I need to. So today was the last day for me to do any injections, and my blood test is at 7 in the morning. I planned on just having them, like, if it's negative, well, when it's negative, I kind of just don't want them to call me. I'm kind of just like, okay, like, can you just, like, if it's positive, which it's not going to be, you can call me, but if it's negative, I don't need you to call me. I don't need to hear a nurse tell me that it's negative when I already know it's negative. Like, so I'm hoping that they'll respect
my wishes on that, but I don't know if they legally have to call me after the blood test or not. I'm not really sure, but I'm in a better headspace today. I still feel very upset and lost, but I've been grieving this since 6 days past transfer now, and it's 10 days past, so I guess I got out all my tears. Um, Obviously, it's not any easier, but I know I'm lucky to have still 4 embryos frozen. I know a lot of women don't even get that far, and they use their very only embryos that they have, and sometimes it still doesn't work. So, I have, like I said, reached out to the reproductive immunologist, but my insurance does not cover it at all. The only thing they cover is some of the lab tests, which when I say some, it's like maybe 5 or 6 of them, and there's literally like 100 of them. So they basically sent me something today saying I'd be considered a self-pay patient, and they have a special package for self-pay, but it's almost $3,000. That includes like a hysteroscopy, which I don't think I need. That includes some kind of biopsy of my endometrium, which I don't really want to go to an immunologist for that. I'd rather go to my endocrinologist for that. So I don't think I'm going to do the self-pay package, I guess. I think I might just wait on seeing the immunologist until I have a follow-up with my reproductive endocrinologist. And then I'm hoping to possibly get the ERA test done. But I'm thinking what I might do, and I'm not 100% sure yet because I do want to talk to my endo, but I think I just want to move forward with another frozen transfer, maybe in July, just with 1 embryo and probably one of the least graded, like a 3BB. Just one, because my other 2 are 5BB and then my other one is a 3BB. So if I use one of my 3BBs, and it fails, then I'll still have 3 embryos left. And then with two implantation failures and one of the 2 IVFs being 2 embryos, so that's already 3 embryos. So basically, it's failure to implant with 3 embryos. I think that my reproductive endocrinologist would be more open to me having the ERA biopsy done and having me possibly see an immunologist. So these are things that I'm going to look into, but my gut kind of just says, let's not jump the gun and spend a bunch of money on the immunologist when we haven't tried another transfer yet. Maybe my body was overstimulated and my hormones were out of whack, and it just wasn't a good time to do the embryo transfer when it was fresh. So let's just see how my body does with a frozen. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe my July cycle I can prepare to do a frozen transfer. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully I'll be able to at least talk to my doctor. I would love to have an in-person consultation with him just to kind of go over everything and see what he thinks. I've been getting a lot of support from women. One of the leaders of my infertility group has been super supportive of giving me information, and a few of the other girls have been so good about just like reaching out to me and being there during this time. And it's just been so good to have that fellowship with those people, people that literally know the ins and out of all of this and every emotion that I'm feeling right now. But I know that I should still be grateful because I do have the 4 embryos. And although they're not genetically tested, the chances are good that at least one of those 4 will work. So I think that's kind of where I'm headed. But I just want you to know, obviously, I'm still very emotional. It's hard for me to talk about this without crying. I'm so glad I'm off work right now because I think I would be a complete train wreck if I was working. I've shared this journey with a lot of people, and that does always make it a little bit more difficult when you have to share bad news. So it's going to be hard sharing that bad news with all my family and friends. But I'm not giving up. I believe that I can have a baby. I don't believe there's something so seriously wrong with me that I can't have children. Um, and I think we just need to give it another try. And I think that I just need to have a more positive attitude this time around, and maybe not expect so much. I know that sounds bad. Like, how can you be positive but not expect much? Like being positive as in like I'm grateful that I can even do IVF. I'm grateful that we can afford IVF. I'm grateful that we actually were able to get embryos. Some people need to use donor embryos or donor eggs. I'm grateful that we had embryos to freeze. I'm grateful that I didn't get OHSS. I'm grateful that I was able to be off work while I did my egg retrieval. There's a lot of things that I'm grateful for, and that I know that God was kind of watching out for me on. And I'm so ready. This sounds so crazy, but like I'm so ready to just like have my period and just let my body just completely flush out all this garbage that I've been doing for this whole month. Like I'm sure my body's just like a complete train wreck right now. I mean, since May 8th, I've been doing injections. First, it started with my stims. I've been having ultrasounds, blood work, being poked almost every other day. And then after the stim meds stopped, then it was the trigger shot, and then it was the progesterone, and then it's the estrogen, and then it's the patches, and it's so much to put your body through, and it's so like unnatural what you have to put your body through for this process. So the transfers are the easy part. It's the 2-week wait that's terrible and horrible, but I'm not giving up, and I just wanted to put that at the end of this video because obviously I was feeling pretty defeated and pretty heartbroken on day 8 past transfer. Now that I've kind of accepted everything, you know, I've been dealing with having a negative pregnancy test for 2.5 years. So obviously it was a little harder when it's because of IVF. You know, you really put all your eggs in one basket per se. But it's a negative. It doesn't define me. I'm still me. And I'm just going to try to grow stronger from this. One of my favorite YouTubers, it's Kelsey's Life. Her little motto is grow through what you go through. So I'm really trying to kind of like take that and live by that. So I can be stronger, and just more than anything, I just feel proud of myself for going through all this and being brave enough to go through all of it, because I want a baby so bad, and we want to be parents so bad, and I'm just really proud of myself for everything I've been through with this, and there's no reason for me to be hard on myself because it's out of my control. There's nothing I could have done differently. So I'm just praying to God that it will go better next time around. And if it doesn't, then we're going to just keep trying, and we're going to keep looking as long as we can financially handle everything. We're going to keep trying to figure out what we have to do to make this work. So with that being said, I just wanted to clarify my feelings, and I appreciate the love and support from everyone. I've gotten so much like love and comments just saying like wishing the best for you, and no matter what, everything's gonna be okay. And you know, it's just been really good to, you know, in a way it's hard to share your journey, but in another way it's good to share because then you can get more support from people. So, which is what I need right now. So, just wanted to say that we're not giving up, and hopefully I'll have an update to share with you guys after I meet with my doctor following the failed transfer to see what his take on it is, and to see what he thinks we should do going forward. So I hope everyone is enjoying the summer weather. It's been super nice in Michigan, and today I decided I'm just going to do what I want. I'm going to go out to the pool with my mom and swim today, and just going to relax because I know tomorrow is going to be a rainy and gloomy and probably a little bit emotional day. So, but with that being said, I'm going to stop here, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for everything.
Hi, is this Lauren?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Adita, one of the nurses calling from Dr. Hamoud's office.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I don't have the best news for you. We got your blood work back, and unfortunately, your pregnancy test was negative.
I knew that already, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So you'll go ahead and stop all of your medications.
Okay.
Okay. And then if you wanted some time, we can do some time, or otherwise if you feel like you wanted to go ahead and schedule a follow-up consult to talk to Dr. Hamoud about your next steps, or if you wanted to take some time and give us a call back when you're ready.
Yeah, I think I want to have a consultation with him, like a follow-up as soon as I can, just so I don't, put it on hold or anything. So.
Yeah. Yeah, did you want us to go ahead and take a look at his schedule and see what we have available?
Yeah, if you could, please.
Okay, no problem. Just give me 1 moment, please.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
At least I prepared myself for that. I couldn't imagine if I didn't test at home. I would have been a complete train wreck. So, well, that is it.